Rock Salt Musecast Experience. Aaron, I'll let you do the honors once again.
All the way from Chattanooga, Tennessee, we have Faithhead with Patrick, Brian, Dale, and Adam in our studio audience right there.
It's a small living room, but we got a big audience.
Yeah.
How you doing, guys?
Yeah, baby. What's up, everybody? What's going on?
All the way from Chattanooga, Tennessee. How far are you guys from, like, Nashville?
2 hours.
2 hours.
2 hours.
Okay.
2.5 hours with 4 hours with Nashville traffic.
Is Nashville traffic bad?
I'm sorry, Dave doesn't have a map, so we had to ask.
I'm not very good with
right.
geography.
All right, well, let me make it easy for you. Think of an upside-down triangle. In the upper left is Nashville, and the upper right is Knoxville, and the southernmost point is Atlanta, and Chattanooga is like right square in the middle of that triangle.
Gotcha.
I see.
I got a friend in Memphis, and he tells me I would love Nashville. I want to move to Nashville, really, and I've never been there, but I definitely want to go out and check it out, but I have interest in living in Nashville. But you say traffic is bad.
If you can afford living there, that's the real trick.
Oh, really? Is it expensive there?
Oh, yeah. It's like becoming the new California.
Oh, see, I should have jumped in on this earlier, Aaron. Oh, well. I'm priced
Well, you
out.
can always move outside of Nashville, like Murfreesboro, or a little about an hour away to Jackson. You can still be within the vicinity.
That'd be a cool city, Murfreesboro. That's where I live.
Yeah.
Murfreesboro.
More fun than a barrel of monkeys.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So tell me a little bit about you guys. How'd you get together? Where'd you come from?
Well, I guess it all starts with me, Patrick. I'd played in several other Christian bands, and after the last one dissolved, I didn't know if I wanted to be in another band at all. I didn't know if I wanted to, thought about maybe just wrapping it up and calling it quits. And I was out on the road traveling, and I was listening to Dr. Michael Ramsden, and he was talking, about atheists and, the secular mindset and all this, that, and the other thing. And at the time, I didn't have any ideas for any songs, and having, ideas for a band name or anything like that. And he said, the world thinks we're all a bunch of faith heads. And I'm thinking to myself, faith head? Is that like Motorhead, or is that, like Diamond Head, or, that sounds like a metal band. So I got to reading, it's a derogatory term. It's basically somebody who holds irrational beliefs, and it's kind of like the 21st century version of Jesus Freak. And I thought, that'd actually be a pretty good name for a band. And then it just kind of all snowballed from there. So now you've got this crew of goofballs called Faithhead. Yep.
Well, I feel that Jesus is a rocker. That's why I do. That's why I do my Dear Baby Jesus, because everybody's so stoic and reverent and all that, and there is a time for that. But I think he's a cool guy at the same time. You know what I mean? So that's my Dear Baby Jesus. I let Aaron take care of the reverend stuff because he went to Bible college. I'm not a college guy. I'm a radio guy. I made the wrong decision in life. But
so Aaron's been to cemetery then.
It was just a small Bible college, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. So
I got you.
But
that's all good.
I feel that he has a plan, and he takes his time working out this plan, because all the best plans take time, and he'll take you through a lot of twists and turns on the way there, and you're learning stuff that you don't realize you're learning to bring you to the moment that is now. Faithhead, correct?
Faithhead.
So how long have the other guys been in the band? Because I know, Patrick, you were the founder.
Right. Brian, how long you been with us now? It's been a few years now.
About 2.5 years.
Yeah. We were stroking along with a 4-piece, and we realized we were a 2-guitar band initially, and then we got down to 1 guitar, and things started sounding pretty hollow. But we needed somebody that was versatile, and I fell in love with Brian's playing when he was in Nevermind the Damage. We played a show with him in Chattanooga, and after that, we kind of became quick friends. And when the time came, I gave Brian the call. Brian and I have a pretty nostalgic first meeting together.
Yep.
Well, is it going to make you cry?
He did. Hey, what he's not telling you is he fell in love with my Nuno Betancourt Washburn guitar.
Well,
He tells the story better than I do.
I'm in love with the Nuno Betancourt guitar, and I haven't even seen it.
Oh, dude, you just got to play one.
That dude shreds, man.
Oh my gosh, I've been a fan since I was like 14. I got to meet him when I was 16, and other than getting married and having kids, that was the best day of my life.
Well, now I'm envious. Now I'm really envious because I would love to meet Nuno Betancourt.
Oh, he was really cool, man. When I was taking guitar lessons from a guy back in Huntsville, Alabama, and he told me, he said, "You need to come by the guitar store before the concert." Extreme was in town. I said, okay, cool. And I came by, and he's sitting there swapping licks with my guitar instructor. I was like, oh, my goodness. And it was, a 16-year-old kid. It just, blew my mind.
Right?
It was one of the coolest guys I ever met.
Yeah, and I don't know that he definitely does in the music world, but he doesn't really get the props that say he really deserves. Like, he's always overshadowed by somebody like Eddie Van Halen as being a great guitar player. But if you go and listen to those albums and watch him play, he's just an amazing guitar player.
Oh, he is. He was good in Extreme, but I think the other bands he had when Extreme was on hiatus, like Mourning Widows and Population One, those were his more shining moments than Extreme was.
Yeah, he's really somebody you got to watch live too.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
I saw him on Generation.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I saw him on Generation X, and that was probably the best I'd ever seen him. It's more in his element. Was he and Zach Wilde, Yngwie Malmsteen, and Steve Vai. I mean, that was when you needed to see him.
Right? That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I think his music was just so technical. It was just hard for most people to grasp. It appealed to like the musician crowd that were sitting there looking at him like most people look at Jimi Hendrix, and he was that good.
Right.
It's when you get to a certain level of technical ability, I think there's a disconnect there. And I think, Extreme, Porno Graffiti was probably one of the best albums, all the way around, at the time. And, as a songwriter, you want to make sure that you're writing something that, transcends your age, and that's, and you see it a lot in Christian music where they're just kind of stuck in that time period, whatever that is that they're doing.
So do you guys feel that you ever get in a rut with your writing of the music and you just, I don't know, I got this block, what am I going to do here? And I set it aside type of thing. Do you ever get to that moment?
Every day.
Every day. How do you get through it?
Talking.
The vocalist, I get reminded of that every day. We work on a song and we come up with an idea, and sometimes everybody will pour into it, and we come up with something great. Other times we come up with a title. These guys are great at coming up with riffs. Dale coming up with beats for it. Patrick will come up with some killer bass lines, and I'll have an idea in my head, and then it just goes away. But then there's all of a sudden, they were a couple weeks ago. I'm not going to tell anybody what we're working on, but they're working on a totally different song, and I just sit there and I just have these lyrics pop into my head, and I start writing them down and send them out to Patrick. Just, hey, what do you think? And let's roll with it. Let's try something. It's a whole different project for another day, but there's some lyrics. Other times it takes all of us getting together and just plugging in our ideas and filtering through. and making sure, number one, that we want our lyrics to be on point. We're not just writing songs to write songs to make people feel good. We want to make sure that they have a message behind them, and two, that they're scripturally sound.
Well,
I think we have good chemistry, though. I think that songs that we've written together over the last few years, they tend to evolve. Though, me and Brian have really good chemistry. I feel like musically, and when he plays something, I immediately, it seems that I just always, what he plays feels good to me. And we come up with something usually really quick. But we always record. I'm real adamant about recording and video and everything we do in rehearsals. That way we can always go back and listen to what we did. And our songs tend to evolve. Even the Faith Head songs that were written by Patrick and the original members, as some of us newer guys have come along, even those songs have evolved, and that's one of the reasons we released, underneath those songs, because they came so much over the years and kind of become a part of each of us and put our own personality stamp on those songs. So
I think the biggest thing is Faith Head's not one voice; it's multiple voices. We're individuals, but we worship the same God. We're part of the one Spirit, the Holy Spirit. And at the end of the day, it's multiple voices. So as far as getting in a rut, individually we can get in a rut, but as a group, it all comes together and melts together to become Faith Head. And initially in the beginning, when I was setting this thing up and we were getting together, it's not that everybody, if you listen to like the Misfits, it's Glenn Danzig songs or Danzig, whatever. That's Danzig's music. Or Van Halen. Well, that's Eddie Van Halen's music. Faith Head's not like that. There's not one individual that is speaking and everybody else is helping that one person speak. And like on our latest single, When the Dominos Fall, that riff was a brainchild of Brian. Brian brought it to the table. I'm like, I have a song title for that. And then, lyrically, Dale picks up and he's got some great lyrics. I have a little bit of a chorus, and, Adam comes in. It's like, well, I think, he, massages the words a little bit, and, and then it all kind of gels together to become a song. So having multiple songwriters and lyricists within the band kind of helps. So, if somebody's slacking or not inspired, you got 4 other people that are there to, pour into it.
We're going to talk about we're going to play Domino Fall in just a bit. So I want to talk about Domino Fall in the next break. But I will say, I love the lyrics. Man, the lyrics really stuck out to me when I listened to that song. But I got a question specifically for P-Funk, now P-Diddle.
P-Diddle?
the artist formerly known as P-Funk.
I got to go change my Instagram. I got to go change my Twitter.
I know, man. It's a lot of work. Are you going to go this route as far as, like P. Diddy did and just, change your name every couple of years?
Well, I really want to be mysterious and elusive and a bit stoic. So it's going to be like UFOs. I'm going to change my name every so years so it remains a secret, so the government can't really pin me down for like tax evasion or something like that.
Well, that's what I say about radio guys, because we all use fake names, and it's to avoid the IRS. But
a lot of it, so ex-girlfriends and former fiancés don't really track me down.
Well, that too. That too, man.
I will provide the list of names he's going to use for the next 2 years.
Well, hey, maybe you guys can do a crowdfunding thing, and just let a fan come up with your new name.
No, I think we're good right now. Okay. I've got way too much money sunk into marketing on this one.
All right. So my question for P-Funk here on Revolution, I'm a fan.
Yes, sir.
I'm a fan of bass. Okay, I like a lot of bass, which is odd when I hook up a stereo system in my car because I want a lot of bass in my system. But I listen to rock music, which doesn't typically have a lot of bass in it. On Revolution,
Depends on what era.
What's that?
Depends on what era.
Exactly.
If you listen to 80s rock, no, not a lot of bass until you get to the late 80s. 70s rock, majority bass guitar.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So on Revolution,
Yes, sir.
it starts out with that great bass line.
Yes, sir.
And I was honestly, the first time I heard the song, I was waiting for the bass line to drop out and fall into the background. It never did. And I was like, I love this song. They've got a great bass player. And so my question is, did P-Funk, did you come in and go, oh, this one's mine? This is a bass song. We're doing this. So I can get featured on the album.
No, I mean, it's not how I think. I mean, it is one of those bass-centric songs. I mean, there's others like Jehovah Jireh, Burn, sorta. To me, if I'm inspired to write a song, I'm trying to follow the inspiration. When we were putting together the first album, I was looking at the catalog of songs that we had, and I'm like, I look at, to me, live performance is where it's at. I love the studio, but live performance is where it's at. And even when I'm in the studio, I'm looking at these songs going, I don't hear an opener. I don't hear a closer, and I was trying to think, what the album needed to kick it off. There wasn't an opening song to kind of set the tone for the album. And that's kind of how it came about. If you knew the work I had done previous to Faithhead, anybody that knows me as a bass player go, yeah, that's my bass line. I have an older song, kind of that similar walking kind of thing called Hypocrite, that I did back in the 90s. So I've always liked those running bass lines. It goes back to my influences like Geezer Butler, from Black Sabbath, Dennis Dunaway, old Alice Cooper, 70s bass players, mind you. Even, Stephen Harris of Iron Maiden, I give credit, to the 80s a little bit. To me, it's not about, it's the song. And I like to have my moments where I shine because, there's so many Christian rock bands out there that don't have bass players live.
Yeah.
I mean, they're faking it. They're faking it, Milli Vanilli in it live without a bass player.
Exactly.
Yeah. And, it makes me feel special.
As you should. Hey, I want to get to this bass line. I want to get to this bass line. So if you guys are listening on the Spotify Premium, you're going to hear Revolution from Faithhead. And if you're not, get yourself some Spotify Premium. But if you're listening to the podcast, go check out Faithhead. We're going to do another break with the boys from Chattanooga in just a minute on the Rock Salt Musecast Experience.
Hey everybody, this is Jenny from the band Saving Jackie, and you're listening to Rock Salt Musecast Experience with Aaron and Dave.
Rock Salt, Dave Peril.
Aaron's out.
Hey Aaron, where can people contact us?
On our email at rocksaltradio@gmail.com.
rocksaltradio@gmail.com. He beat me to it.
Oh, man.
Rock Salt Musecast Experience with Faithhead on the phone. Lovers of Hee Haw, they said.
What?
Oh, man.
I'm going to guess you're lovers of the Dukes of Hazzard as well, then.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Huh?
We're just good old boys.
Don't mean no harm.
Kentucky, hate to tell you.
Oh, man. I love these Southern guys. They're fun.
Oh, a lot of fun.
All right. So I'm just, a stuffy California boy. But, man, the Domino Fall, which is what we're going to play next, you got some slide guitar in the beginning of it, which I love slide guitar at the beginning of a song because it almost sets you up like, oh, there's something ominous going on here. It's going to get deep, right?
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, Brian's kind of the principal architect on this. He had this great riff. Are we talking now?
Yeah.
Keep going, man.
Keep going.
Just making sure. Just making sure.
Is this thing on?
Yeah.
Check.
Test.
Keep going.
Now, Brian had this great riff, man, and I'm like, man. And then, like I said, I knew the title of it the minute I heard it, and I was like, man, because even on bass, I mean, I a lot of times when I'm listening to these guys on stage, I don't want to do a whole lot because sometimes I just like to sit back and listen, And this is one of those songs where I enjoy to sit back and I get to listen to Brian's lick there, and then Dale, he came up with this incredible beat for it. So this is one of those songs where I just get to sit back and watch. And in the writing process, Donnie had 2 back surgeries. And he's like, I don't know what to do on this song. And I said, even though he says it was his idea, but he was so stoned on painkillers, I told him to do a slide guitar part. So he'll claim it, but whatever. I mean, the idea came across, and that's all that really matters. But
My reaction to hearing slide guitar was not good until I actually heard him do it. I was like, what are we, like country now? What are you doing?
Well,
but it added so much flavor.
I got a small guitar collection. I'm a big fan of guitars and guitarists, and I've taken a few lessons. I'll leave it at that, okay? But I wanted to audition, see if you need another slide guitarist. Will you indulge me?
Sure.
All right, Aaron, go ahead and talk to the guys while I set up here.
Okay. So, Patrick, when we talked the other day, you have a few big shows coming up. You want to let our audience know about that?
I'm gonna let one of the other guys talk. I've said enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adam, you talk for a minute, or Dale, one of you.
Normally, you're telling me not to.
You gotta save your voice.
Hey, you guys just did a show with the pro. How was the show with the protest in Georgia?
Oh man, that show was very. We had the protest and Relentless Blood, which
great bands.
Man, I'll tell you, the first time I've got to play with Relentless Blood. I don't know if anybody else in the band has. We don't talk a whole lot. But the first time we played with the protest was last year when we went to Chains Unchained, and I kind of started talking to the guys, got to know them, and then, Relentless Blood. Man, we're listening to these guys, and it was decided that when they got into town, it was decided that they were going to open the show. Then the protest was going to go, and we were going to close it out. And I'm just going to tell you, it was an awesome show, and they were both two great bands, but very, very difficult to follow. Incredibly talented guys.
High energy.
It was amazing show. Had a great turnout for a local show, and man, I think it really, really energized everybody in the band moving forward as we get ready for our next big show in Bethany, Missouri on June. Here's my calendar. 12th.
June 12th.
June 12th.
We're
all right.
playing.
I'm set up here. I'm ready to audition. You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes,
I got a Black Star tube amp. I've got my Jimi Hendrix Dunlop pedals and my Jackson in hand. Okay. I'm ready to roll here.
You're doing slide guitar on a Jackson?
Yeah, well, it's one of my favorites. I've got my Gresh Streamliner, but this is the one I got tuned up. So just bear with me, guys. Here we go. I feel like Marty McFly.
Sounds great, man.
So what do you guys think? Is there a place for me in the band?
I think you're ready for a solo act. You're good on your own.
Well, hang on. I've got I play two instruments here. I got another one. I wanted to audition this one too. Okay, hang on. Just in case you needed more cowbell, you know.
I'm down for some more cowbell.
No.
All right. They're very nice. They nicely told me I should go solo.
They didn't say you had a big solo career.
I need to go my own way and hone my craft. What's that?
Yep. We don't want to outshine you on stage. We want the sole focus to be you.
Well, maybe I can open for you guys one day.
Sounds great.
You know, the first time we saw the protest, Dave had never seen them before, and he goes, "Who are these guys?" Because they were, you know, it was an audience of 50 people, and they were playing like they're playing a big show, you know, in front of a lot of people. Really great energy, and meeting them afterwards was great.
They have come off like the nicest guys, and I've talked to a couple of bands that have played with them, and just only positive things to say about the protest. And it sounds like you're the same.
Oh yeah, they're some of the best guys you can meet.
Okay, these guys aren't here to talk about the protest, Aaron. They're here to talk about Faith Head.
Yeah. Are you guys playing Chains Unchained this year?
Not this year.
Not this year. Okay.
Not this year.
And so you guys got a pretty big following down in Chattanooga, I assume, though, right?
Oh, Lord, no.
we got upwards of 7 or 8 people.
Okay, I've got to edit that part.
Those are relatives. Those are relatives. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bible people know you can't be a prophet in your own land.
Okay.
It's not possible.
It's not profitable to be your own prophet?
It's not profitable to be your own prophet in your own land.
I hear you. You guys got a pretty nice resume going. Your band was nominated for Metal Band of the Year in 2019 by the Tennessee Music Awards. That's a good one, right?
Yes.
All right. A lot of excitement from these guys, Aaron. Nominated by the Grizzly Awards for Classic Metal Song of the Year. What song was that?
Wait and see.
Wait and See. So why?
Yeah, it's a cover of Brian's old band, Never Mind the Damage. It's on the Born Again album as well.
So why classic metal song? Is it
No, that's the idea.
That's
Not
weird.
a
All right.
That song is new metal if you've ever played it. I mean,
yeah.
No
I could
clue
see
about
Domino's being on there. I could see Domino's being on the classic. Wait and See was confusing. I didn't understand that one.
And you guys were featured in the documentary Metal Missionaries. What was that about?
Yeah, it was funny how that came about. Bruce Moore, who is in Raleigh, North Carolina, he was putting together a documentary. It's funny, the protest is in there too. You're seeing all of us 5 years ago, we all look so young and fresh, and now we're just all broken, bitter old men. But
we're all post-COVID now.
Yeah, we're all post-COVID. But he was putting together this documentary, and he was trying to find some Christian bands like in their early stages, and then kind of some bands early, kind of midway down the road, and, bands like Striper that have been, in it forever. And somehow Bruce and I connected, and, we were in it in several places and kind of just talking about Christian music. And it was a God thing. I hate to use that term because it's overused, but somehow he heard our music, or somebody pointed him to our music, and we had just finished our first album. So we were kind of in that first section of artists, up and coming, artists that he had featured, and I was proud to be a part of it.
I'm going to have to check that out because I didn't know it was out there.
Yeah, I can sell you a hard DVD copy for $15. I'll take PayPal. I'll take Venmo. I got 10 new copies coming my way. You just tell me how you want to pay for it. I'll get you one.
Shameless. You're shameless.
Shameless. Listen to this guy. All right.
Hey, gas is expensive.
That's only going to buy you a couple of gallons.
Eat a starving man.
They'll get us through the drive-through.
That's all you need, brother.
I don't know. You ever seen me eat?
No.
Come on now. We're on a budget, monkey. Come on.
I don't even know where to go next with this because these guys are so much fun. Aaron, what do you got on your mind? I see you say you want to say something there.
Oh, you guys have some upcoming material, new material coming pretty soon, or upcoming, or later this summer?
Well, it'll be a little later than the summer, but yeah, we've been working on some new material.
I think our goal is July for their next new song because we just put Dominos out here in May. So May, June, July, hopefully we'll have another single ready by July, tentatively.
And I'll tell you this, we have some new stuff, and we actually debuted some new stuff at our last show. And if anybody wants to hear some of our new stuff, they'll have to come to a show because we're not going to tell anybody what it is.
Oh, man. Holding out on me.
Yeah.
I got to get out to Tennessee, Aaron.
Well, you have that show in Arkansas you told me about the other day. What, in October?
October 1st, we're playing The Rock in the River in Lead Hill, Arkansas. We're the Friday night headliner.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Headliners, that's where you want to be. I get the feeling, and I could be wrong, I get the feeling that you guys, when you get up on stage, I think of like the Blues Brothers when they played the honky tonk, and they're like, we're the good old Blues Brothers band, and they're just having a good time playing music. And, you know, it's really about when you're in the moment and you're just having a good time doing it. Am I right?
Yeah. It's more like the Three Stooges.
Yeah, we leave everything on stage, man. A couple of Stooges, but we leave everything on stage.
We play for 3 people, which we've done, or we play for a large crowd. You know, it's all the same. It's put 110% on the stage, leave it there on the stage like it's going to be your last show.
You got the right mentality.
And then puke during the breakdown, right?
Or the drive home.
Right.
Man, I want to talk about Domino Fall. Where'd you guys come up? I know we talked about it a little before. And one of the things that I liked about your music was you guys don't hide that you're a Christian band. And everybody's got their own thing as far as the bands go. And some people focus on it. And some people, I don't want to say hide it, but, you know, kind of put it in the background. It's always there, but it's not front and center. With you guys, it's front and center. There's no doubt that you're a Christian band. Domino Fall. Tell me about this song and what it's about.
It's about ordering pizza and the driver trips and falls and drops it.
Oh, man.
All right, let's leave it at that.
Well, nobody else is saying anything. What was I going to say?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I've talked this whole interview. I was trying to let Dale pin the good majority of the lyrics. I mean, I'm trying to leave some room here for somebody.
I think I might have met.
Well, you know, there was one time at band camp.
I think I might have met my match with these guys, Aaron.
Oh, you may have.
I've lost control. One other song that I want to talk about before you guys get out of here, and we're going to do plugs and stuff before you go, is Push, because I was listening to Push this morning. I'm saying it right. It's Push, right?
Yes.
Touche. I don't know. I mean, no, it's Push.
It kind of spoke to me because, you know, there's times when we get down and we need that little push. And okay, so
I mean, Push is just one of those songs, you know, that everybody can relate to, and you know, even if you don't know the scriptural reference behind it, you know, everybody can relate to it, and you know, and I was really hoping that I could get that song licensed for Le Mans classes. It's got a great rhythm. You gotta push, push through, push, you know. And it was just a lost licensing opportunity, and maybe the new born again version, people will get on. They will get it on that version.
Well, then I got a suggestion. If you're going for the Lamaze thing, is on a loop, you got to have the breathing on a loop. Okay, right in the background.
Well, obviously, you've not seen us live. We're all out of weight. We'd be hyperventilating, by the time we got to that part.
See, just record that, put it on a loop behind the track, and there you go.
Yeah.
No. That's a cardinal faith head rule right there. We will not record anything on a track.
I like this. Now, this I want to talk about.
Well, let's answer your question about Domino's, because I think it was a serious one, and we just kind of joked over it.
Okay.
Because Domino's, I think, is going to really set the tone for this next album. I mean, in all seriousness, I think Dale penned some great lyrics. I think he, like I said, I came up with the name, and Dale just ran with it. I mean, I think we're about to see the consequences of a lot of our actions as in Western civilization, particularly the United States. The cost of everything that's been going on for the last, 40 years is about to come down on our head. And I think, Dale, if you want to, because you're more, you've been watching the news and all that fun stuff, and you kind of, like I said, you pinned a lot of that. Why don't you talk to us about some of that?
I think it's pretty general. Look at a lot of bad things we're faced with in society today. There's a lot of references in there that are, I guess, could be construed as different meanings for different people. I think a lot of lyrics are that way. I tend to kind of write things sometimes metaphorical, but it's just really talking about, as when Patrick set it up, it's just talking about all the hot things that are going on nowadays, with whether it's abortion or just people turning away from God and just they're taking an attack on Christianity, it seems. And the song is really about all the things we're facing nowadays that we're seeing, and how social media and society and politics just polarize everything. And it's really just about all those general things that's going on in society right now for me. And
for me, the song really speaks to the divine nature of truth. If you read in Luke 12, truth has a divine nature of always being revealed. The truth will always come out, and because truth has a divine element. And I think I think it's the truth about the election, the truth about the coronavirus, the truth about, all these things everything's going to come to light, because it's just the divine nature of truth. And I have to compliment on everybody from Adam's angst-filled, soulful voice. He knocked it out of the park. Brian just had just a great riff. And to me, that's where a lot of these songs really starts. Just starts with a great idea with a great riff. And like I said, Dale just came on with this perfect run beat to kind of push the melody along. And like I said, it's just one of those songs.
To me, Domino was kind of my ode to Bonham. I'm a big influence of John Bonham, and of course, everybody knows "School in the Rain," the shuffle beat that's made so famous. With the photo was I think it's Jeff Caparo, I think is the drummer. That shuffle style groove that was just kind of my take on the Bonham shuffle, I guess, and it seemed to fit the groove that Brian wrote to begin with. It's kind of good. So I think that old school shuffle feel and the slide guitar, like you said, on top of that riff, it has a real good kind of almost a southern kind of feel to it. But it has a real old to it. Kind of shows we're all old. We're like the older guys. We like the older music. So,
well, like the Skinner, man.
It also, when he starts out with that slide guitar, when Donnie starts with that slide guitar, and Brian jumps in there with that riff, it kind of starts out with people kind of going, all right, where are they going with this? And so it gives that kind of that shock, a little bit of shock factor with it too.
I'm getting the sign from Aaron that it's getting close to wrapping things up. So I have one question, and then I want to hit your plugs. I don't know if Aaron, you have any other questions? Okay, so I have one question, and then we'll hit your plugs. Back when Queen was making music and putting out records, they used to, up to a point, put on the back of their albums "no machines" because they didn't use any machines. Aaron mentioned to me that you guys don't do loops and you don't use a lot of machines in what you do. Is that correct?
Correct. Oh yeah, it's written straight into our band agreement.
What
Really?
What you hear live is what you're going to hear.
See, that's awesome. I love that, Aaron. It's a
so.
real band.
Well, see, this is a lot of people don't remember because it was I think it was 91 when Milli Vanilli got caught and they played at the Grammys. It was a scandal. It was an absolute scandal. And if you remember the following year, or that all the performances at the Grammys had to be live from that point on. There was no more tracks. I mean, it was an absolute scandal. But now it's par for the course in Christian music.
Yeah.
There's bands that can't even play their set without their laptop.
Yep.
And, there's, I don't know, everybody's got their art and their own way of going about their art. And I agree with you. I think you should be able to play your songs live. That's one of my things. And I respect a band that just gets out there with their instruments and plays, and whatever happens, happens. Because I'm sure you guys have made some mistakes here and there on stage, right? It's got to happen.
No, never.
Who are you? How dare you?
Oh, I'm sorry,
How dare
guys.
you, sir? We are professional.
Well, hey, just remember,
I'm offended.
I play slide and cowbell, and I'll do both at the same time.
Oh.
No, I mean, the solo artist who can't afford a live band playing a track, I don't care. I wrote about this in Jesus Wired, by the way, and because I write for Jesus Wired, which if they'll ever publish all the stuff I sent, that'd be great. But
He's not sore about that, is he?
well,
Honey, give me some more stamps.
Pictures. Like, you didn't include any pictures, Patrick. I said, I thought I was a writer, not a photographer. But now I got to go back to all the stuff I wrote and send them pictures. But by the way, I digress.
Just send them pictures of your cat. There you go.
Okay. But in all seriousness, there's a lot of bands that are faking it out there on stage. You're not paying for a live performance, and that to me, in all honesty, that's just it's theft. It's theft. I mean, and that's what makes each of our shows special, because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to break a string or fall off the stage or miss a lyric or miss a word, or when you hear, I didn't know watermelon was part of those lyrics. Let's go back and read the lyrics.
Now, the falling off stage thing is not made up. We've experienced that.
Yeah, last show. when you're trying to act 20 and you hit the floor wrong, your body lets you know real quick that you're not 20 years old anymore, and you fall flat on your back.
Oh no!
Oh.
Well, wow. I could go on and on about this, so definitely you guys got to come back and hang out with us again. Where can everybody find you?
Faithhead.com. Hopefully, we had a West Coast tour planned for 2020 in the works, and I'm hoping we can get it on the calendar for 2022 to come through California, West Coast.
We're there.
So hopefully.
Yeah, we're there. Oh, man. Great.
But it's going to be, I don't know. My niece is a worship leader out in California. She said their church would host us. We got some places in Arizona that want us. Of course, we've been through Texas. So it's kind of in the works, loosely in the works. But hopefully we'll make it out the California way.
Well, if you come up to Northern California, I'll bring my cowbell.
Well, I would expect to see a Jackson with a slide guitar. Personally.
No, I'll break out my Gretsch for that.
Oh man.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, I
Oh,
got.
he's speaking my language now.
Yeah, I got a Bigsby on that thing. It's a hollow body. I love that thing. It's a streamliner.
Nice.
Candy apple red.
But, ooh.
Yeah, it's a beauty. All right. I'm kind of geeking out for the people that are into the guitars. So you're on Facebook?
We are on Facebook. You can find everything if you just go to faithhead.com.
There you go.
It'll take you to all of our social media, our merch stores there. Please go buy something because gas is expensive. It's just, I mean.
And the pizza guy dropped the pizza, so he needs another, pizza.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of faith in social media anymore. I think we're being silenced somewhat. 2-3 years ago, I had a 12 million reach on Twitter, and now I'm lucky to get over 1 million.
Oh wow! Well, social media is definitely a cesspool. That's for sure.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
People can go on the website, and if they'll sign up for our mailing list, they can leave comments on the website, or they can sign up on our mailing list. That way, we can be in direct contact with fans, so we can have that direct contact. It's better like that anyhow.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing. If they go and sign up for our mailing list, we'll give them a brand new single, When the Dominos Fall, for free.
Okay, I'm going to sign up today.
Yeah.
I'm signing up today, guys. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you, guys.
I hope you consider us a friend of yours. We're a friend of, well, I screwed that up, but you're a friend of the show, and we'd love to have you back on. And, maybe you can send us a picture for my wall of fame.
Absolutely. We can make that happen.
Awesome. Aaron?
Well, we appreciate you and your audience. David, Aaron, we appreciate you having us. We appreciate your audience for letting us use your time and to listen about these goofballs from the South that are trying to do something positive for the kingdom and to lift up the name of Jesus. I mean, and that's what it's all about. I mean, we have fun doing it, but it's really about off stage and meeting with the people, talking to them. I mean, the 45 minutes, hour on stage it's great. I mean, it's fun, but it's really about the people and getting to talk to people. And if we were not so goofy, we'd probably talk about some of that, but maybe we'll save that for the next interview.
That would be great. But, you guys get it. You know, it's about the interaction with the fans and the people.
Exactly. Boys, thank you very much. I appreciate you coming on the show. The pleasure is all on this side of the table over here.
If you're listening on the
Spotify Premium,
you're about to hear the new single, When Dominos Fall.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's the Rock Salt Musecast Experience.